Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a January transfer move to Arsenal. Just before I get into it, João Felix last night, what a debut by him. To be fair, he made his debut for Chelsea yesterday, and to be fair, he looked decent, very decent. He's probably their best player in that first half, and then he went and got himself sent off with a horror tackle. An absolute horror. I swear Chelsea are cursed at the moment. An absolute horror tackle, which means he's going to miss 3 games, which then now effectively lowers that loan deal down. That's 3 games out of the games they've loaned him for. I mean, they've paid way over the odds for him, but he is good. He did look very, very good there yesterday. But it is what it is. I have no problem with Arsenal not going for that loan deal of João Felix. For me, the Mudryk one. That is the one that Arsenal have been focused on. That is the one that every Arsenal fan would like to see done. I'm not going to beat around the bush. We're getting straight into it today. Mykhailo Mudryk, it is getting closer and closer and closer. This deal is going to get done. It would be an absolute shock if it doesn't get done. It would be a real shock to see it collapse, but they are very, very close. Fabrizio Romano saying yesterday that it's very, very close. You know what I mean? Everything's been agreed now. Arsenal have submitted a new bid of £62 million plus add-ons. Shakhtar seems like all the indications are that they're going to accept this. It looks like now all they're doing is they're working on the little, how do I describe it? The little intricacies of the deal, you know what I mean? Bonuses, when are these add-ons going to be activated? And typically, these sort of add-ons will be like, well, when he plays X amount of games, then that triggers Shakhtar getting another X amount of million. If he plays a certain amount of international games. There's many different things that can be inserted into the contract to get these add-ons sorted so that the team that is selling the player gets a bit more money, and Arsenal get him in for a reasonable price to start off with. Listen, it's a very, very expensive deal for Arsenal. I think when Arsenal were considering this deal at the start of the window, they were hoping that they could get this done for around about 45 million, 50 maybe. Now they've had to go up to 62, rising to probably about 75 million. But they think that this player is that talented, that coveted, that they just cannot afford to let this one go. And as well, the player wants to come to Arsenal. We saw again yesterday, you know what I mean? He posted a couple more things on his Instagram, basically, saying he wants to come to Arsenal, including the prayer emoji when Fabrizio Romano was talking about how, the deal is getting closer. So this one looks like it will happen, and Mykhailo Mudryk will become an Arsenal player. I don't think it's going to happen quick enough for him. Well, it won't happen quick enough for him to be able to play against Tottenham, but maybe it could be done quick enough to get him in so that we've got him in time for that Manchester United game. And what a boost that would be to the fans. Imagine the fans going down to the Emirates Stadium next week, absolutely buzzing because they want to see Mudryk, possibly come off the bench and do something against Manchester United. So I think it's a very exciting signing. I think it's a very positive signing. What I like about what Arsenal are doing at the moment is they're buying players that are going to suit what they're looking to do, suits the system. And Mykhailo Mudryk, to me, is a very, very exciting signing. De Zerbi, his previous manager, who's now at Brighton, the previous manager of Shakhtar, said that he sees him as a future Ballon d'Or winner. Listen, let's not get carried away. He's going to have a lot to live up to. And let's not forget the last player that we bought in on a mega price tag, which was Nicolas Pepe, did not live up to that. But I feel with this guy, from what I've seen of him, I feel that, and the fact that he really, really wants to come, I do just got a feeling that he's going to be great for Arsenal. So let's see what turns up in the next few days, how it works out. But this deal is getting close. It's looking like Mudryk is incoming to Arsenal. But who else are they going to bring in this month? There's been lots of rumours flying around. We'll be speaking about them every day. Vlahovic is still being mentioned. La Repubblica today mentioned Dusan Vlahovic, saying that Arsenal are leading the race to sign him. Can't see it. If we're going to get Mudryk for that sort of money, can't see Vlahovic coming in. Sorry, it ain't going to happen. You know, they want nearly £100 million Juventus for him. You know, I mean, he scored 6 in 10. Even though he's not really hit the ground running, I don't think he's really taken off since he's gone to Juventus. But he's a top quality player. We know that Arsenal wanted him last January. The difference between him and Mudryk is that he didn't want to come to Arsenal. He wanted to go to Juventus, and that's where he ended up going. Mudryk wanted to come to us. The Vlahovic thing is history as far as I'm concerned. But the Repubblica still claiming we're leading the race to sign him. Never know, maybe a summer deal. And what about Yuri Tielamens? If Arsenal conclude the deal for Mykhailo Mudryk, are they going to go in and try and make a move for Yuri Tielamens? Now, we know that his contract is up in the summer and he will be available on a free. We don't even know what's happening with this. Have Arsenal just cooled interest on him completely, or are they going to possibly make a move for him this January? There are rumours that, you know, Leicester will be willing to sell him because they know he's going to walk away for free. There are rumours as well that Arsenal are looking at the possibility of maybe bidding £15 million for him to get him in this January. Newcastle also interested. For me, I've started to look at the Tielemans thing and think, this January, do we need him? Summer, of course. But this January, you know, you think about it. Because he's not going to be cover for Thomas Partey. That's where I feel we need cover. And he's not going to be a cover for Partey. He's not really a defensive midfielder. He's more a box-to-box midfielder. So that's more cover for, say, a Granit Xhaka. But then you've also got, you know, Smith Rowe now has come back and could also play that role that Granit Xhaka plays. You could move Odegaard into that position if needs must and maybe put Fabio Vieira in that position. You could even put Zinchenko there. So for some reason, I don't think Arsenal will move for Tielemans this January because I just don't think it's essential right now. Why? And especially if they've got the nod from the player where he's saying, listen, come the summer, I want to join Arsenal, and they get him for absolutely nothing. That makes perfect sense. But let's see how that one works out. But yeah, it's busy transfer window at the moment, even though we haven't signed anybody. But yeah, it's exciting at the moment with Mudryk on the verge of coming in. Let's get into some of your comments. You know what I've been saying for days? I want to read out some of your comments. There's been some brilliant ones. Looking at some of the ones yesterday, was asking you guys about Mudryk. Why Football says, come on, Arsenal, let's not delay any further and bring in Mudryk so that we can stop talking about him every day. I agree with that one. I am getting not fed up of talking about him, right, because it's great, but I want to see him on the pitch for Arsenal, and it's looking like that could be happening very soon. Judson, he says, that deal for Savic is brilliant. We should pounce before this window ends. Remember, I spoke yesterday about Milinkovic Savic, the fact that he could be available initially on a loan, said to be around about, well, just under £9 million. And then after that, you pay the rest of the money, bringing it up to around about £55 million. That's the talk. It's a lot of money. But again, if Arsenal have just shelved out the money that they're going to shelve out on Mudryk, are they going to shelve that out on a Milinkovic Savic? I'm not too sure. Oil beef hooks. Now, remember yesterday I asked this question about following Balogun. Balogun, of course, he's over at Rams. He's been playing brilliantly. 10 goals this season. Interest even from Inter Milan. Arsenal slapped a £34 million, not release clause, price on him. I asked, should we keep him? Should we sell him? Or should we just leave him where he is? Keep doing your loan, spang in those goals, and then come back a better player for Arsenal next season. Oil Beef Hook says, going by what I saw of Balogun on loan at Middlesbrough, he's fast and good, but physically a little lightweight. If whoever his fitness coach is, if they can do what they've done with Eddie and build him up, then I would definitely would like to see him back at Arsenal. Middlesbrough have done this with to this ex-Arsenal player, Chuba Akpom. Yeah, he's been brilliant, Chuba. And he's now a top striker in the Championship. So I kind of agree with what that guy's saying. You know, I would be intent to leave him on loan. Now that Mudryk looks like he's coming, I would leave him on loan there, you know what I mean? And let him just keep developing. And like he said, I've always had that impression of Balogun. I remember when he played in that Brentford game, he was a little bit lightweight in that game. But certainly he's building up his confidence, he's building up his strength. And if he does the business, bring him back. You know, he's one of our own. John Metcalf says Arteta could have the same plan for Balogun like he had for Saliba. Mikel probably thinks that he's not just quite there yet, but in a couple of loan spells, he can become a top striker. We'll have to see. And, you know, they've worked wonders with Saliba. Could they be repeating the trick here? And Herbert Bless says Balogun should remain on loan until the end of the season and come back next season even stronger. If currently he's worth around 34 million, imagine how much it will be in the summer, provided he keeps banging in the goals. Again, that's a great point. Leave him there. Let him bang in 20, 25. Then how much would he be worth if we wanted to move him on or we bring him back in? You know, hopefully we'll have Champions League football next year. So having the addition of a top striker will be perfect. So listen, thanks for watching the show today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out all of our excellent content here on AFTV around the North London derby. The super fan debates were brilliant. Also check out the video, the sub-soccer video where we take on Tottenham fans in the sub-soccer football game. That was absolutely brilliant as well. And we're here every day with Transfer Daily. Hopefully, we are now coming to the end of me speaking about Mudryk every day. And that very soon, Mudryk will be an Arsenal player. Thank you. Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.